Hello everyone, I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest technology flops and marketing failures in history, the Apple Pippin. So what is the Apple Pippin? In the beginning, a year before Steve Jobs came back to Apple, the company collaborated with Bandai, a Japanese toy and video company, to make the Pippin gaming console. It was created in 1996 and was discontinued the following year in 1997. So why was it created? After Steve Jobs was ousted, CEO Michael Spindler introduced the Clone Initiative, a strategic move that made Apple able to license its software onto third-party devices. Their first collaborator was Bandai, a Japanese toy company with a relatively young CEO who wanted to modernize the company and push it forward. It took on the marketing and manufacturing of the device, while Apple would cover the research costs and retain the console's licensing rights. The device would become the first to be a computer as a video game console. Drum roll, please. The Apple Pippin was covered by the LA Times at its unveiling at a 1994 Tokyo trade show, where hope was all but gone. Bandai made the goal of selling 500,000 Apple Pippin consoles, and Apple made the statement that the Pippin would become the forerunner of multimedia equipment capable of bringing text, video, and audio into millions of households that have held back from buying personal computers because of their cost or complexity. The Apple Pippin boasted its specifics. Its cost was $600. The controller itself was called an Applejack, with a mouse trackball in the middle, capable of being a keyboard with mouse support. And it was also offered as a wireless controller using infrared technology. It had a 66 MHz PowerPC 603 RISC microprocessor, 6 megabytes of combined system and video memory, 128 kilobytes of NVRAM accessible storage space. RAM was upgradable in 2, 4, 8, and 16 megabyte increments. It also held VGA, S-Video, RCA composite video, or NTSC, PAL switchable, with 640-x480 resolution, 8-bit and 16-bit color. So what went wrong? Unfortunately, the Apple Pippin could not keep up with the competition. Its competition included the original Sony PlayStation and the Nintendo 64, as well as the Sega Dreamcast. There was a humongous cost difference between the three major competitors. The Apple Pippin was $600, whereas the PlayStation was $300 and the Nintendo 64 was $200. Unfortunately, the Pippin had poor performance, poor controls, and lack of video games, and it was a huge marketing failure. So why was it a marketing failure? Once Bandai licensed Pippin from Apple, Apple made no attempt to market the product. Because of this, Bandai spent $93 million just in marketing efforts for the Pippin. As part of the licensing agreement, the word computer was not allowed to be used, so that it would not be confused with the Macintosh product line. The media deemed it hard to use and comprehend its function, and it was considered too expensive, leading to only 42,000 units being sold. So what could have been done differently to prevent this technology flop? Unfortunately, this device was just too ahead of its time. If Apple had spent more time on this project, putting more effort into design, user experience, and user interface, then it may have been a public hit. But it pushed all of the effort onto Bandai, whose name held little weight with console creators and gamers at the time. If Apple had claimed it as part of its line of products, that may have helped, instead of creating a gap between this initiative and its biggest line, the Macintosh collection. It may have also been better if the marketing had instead focused on the multimedia capabilities of the Pippin rather than the gaming experience and specifics. So what does the future of gaming look like at Apple? It is unlikely that we will see a second attempt at the creation of a gaming console from Apple, which is not to be confused with the little gaming capabilities of the Apple TV now. Unfortunately, the Apple Pippin has a tombstone on Apple's website at the link below. You can check it out, as well as other information about what happened to the Pippin in my references. Thank you for viewing this and have a great day.